Awesome Squad. Welcome back to another video. Happy New Year. I think this is my first video for the new year. So happy New Year, guys. Today I'm going to be answering questions that you've all been asking and you want answers to. So if you're new here, here is a few of the questions that some persons are asking, and I guess you are curious as well to know what's happening. So question number one: why does he always wear his headphones? Why is Kasani always wearing a headphone? Okay, for those of you who are new here, Kasani has SPD, that is sensory processing disorder, and it really means he's super sensitive to hearing and tasting and texture and stuff like that. So wearing a headphone does help him to block out the additional noise from outside that you and I can just zone out on our own and it won't bother us. But for Kasani, it's a little bit more difficult. So what the headphones does is that they block out some of the noise. And you also want to know, can he hear you? Oh, definitely, most definitely, he can still hear you when you talk to him. So don't be afraid to talk to him, he's listening. So that's question number one. Question number two: how is he so big and yet he eats nothing? Well, that's a question that I have no answer to. His diet is limited, and I don't believe that there are 10 things that Kasani really eats. But the few things that he eats, he rotates them. So he's having ripe bananas, peanut butter and bread, lo mein, cheese, and he has some snack. Oh, Welch's fruit snack, and he has some cheese snacks that he does eat, like Ritz Bits, cheese crunchies, and cheese puff snacks. But there is no time that he's going to be constantly eating all of those things. He may be eating the Ritz crackers for a month or two, and then he just completely stops and moves on to something else. So he rarely rotates what he eats. What I do try to do is give him vitamins, and I got the gummies, and they have to be smooth, no sugar coated gummies or anything like that. So I think that maybe he gets some of his nutrients and vitamins from those. And he's actually drinking milk, which is only Pediasure or Ensure at the moment, but eventually I'll try to lead him on to something else. But yeah, that's why he's so huge, I guess. Question number three: how does he communicate with you since he's not talking to you? Well, we communicate just fine. Daddy and I understand him. His brother and sister does. We do understand him. He is using a few words, but we still consider him to be nonverbal since he cannot communicate exactly what he may need, and he still has to use nonverbal forms of communication. So he will pull you and take you to what he wants. Now he's saying one or two words. So he'll say juice, and he's been watching Miss Rachel on YouTube, and she does a lot of signing. So she does water, more, eat, and he does those. I only didn't notice, but because I was watching Miss Rachel with him, I realized that he was really signing to us. So he'll say more, or he'll ask for something to eat, cookie, and stuff like that. So he's saying a few words. He'll say turn on the light, turn on light, turn off light. What else does he say? He says a few things, cheese and stuff like that. So he does know a lot of words. He's just not verbal, and his comprehension is, a bit low, and he can't express himself that much. But he's fine with communicating what he wants to you. As long as you get to know him, you will see that everything is fine. Another question that we get asked a lot, that he's always running around and making a funny sound. And sometimes we get asked, is he crying? Is he okay? What's wrong with him? No, he's not crying and he's perfectly fine. What he's doing, he's stimming, and in the autism world we call that stimming, and it's a self-regulatory behavior. So what Kasani does a lot of is he spins around a lot, and he put his hand to his ear, and he makes that sound. If you've been watching us a lot, you'll hear him a lot of time in the background, "Eee," and stuff like that. So he does that, and that's basically him stimming. He stims a lot, and it's a self-regulatory behavior that allows him to cope with whatever condition is or whatever change may be happening around him. So that's definitely what he does when he's maybe overstimulated or he's happy. He doesn't really do it for anything in particular. He could be happy, he could be sad, or anything at all like that. So those are stims, and they're okay. I read somewhere that some parents think that they may want their child to stop stimming, but for me, I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me because I know that he's just trying to cope, and that's fine. I'm not going to stop him from stimming unless it's something that is going to be harmful to him. Then I'll definitely stop it. But no, he's okay. So don't worry about it. If you see him spinning around in circles, has his hand at his ears, and he's going "Ee," and stuff like that, Kasani is perfectly fine. Another question too that you guys ask is, do we punish him? Do we spank? No. No spanking. I do punish him, but no spanking. We don't hit Kasani at all. First and foremost, he wouldn't even understand why you're hitting him, and then and there I may put fear in him, and I don't want to do that since he has a disability, and we really want him to be comfortable. So no spanking, that's a no-no for me. What we do though is that we change our tone. So if he's doing something that I don't want him to do, I ensure that I change my tone. I'll say stop right now, naughty. I use that word naughty. I want him to get to know that word and to understand that naughty means what you're doing is not acceptable. You need to stop. So the tone of our voices will change, it'll go higher, and yeah, I have that teacher tone. So he definitely knows that he's to stop. And then there are times when he will do something continuously, and even though you may be saying, Kasani, close back the fridge, girl, and he keeps doing it, or he opens the front door to go outside, even when he indicates that he wants to go, he will say door, 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 and we're saying no, not outside right now, and he will go open the door and go out. So if I'm going to punish him, the beanbag in the corner of the room is where I put him to sit, not for more than 60 seconds, 45 to 60 seconds. I'm not going to put him longer than that because it will have no effect on him and he won't know why I'm doing it. And then I try to remove the stuffies that he may have because he always has something in his hand. I'll remove that from him and I'll put him in the beanbag and I'll say, sit right there, you were naughty, naughty. And I make sure to check my time, and then I'll say, okay, you can get up now. So he understands that when mommy's or daddy's tone changes, you're going in the naughty corner because you're being rude. Here is another question that I get asked as well. Why does he always have something in his hand? Why does he always have an animal or something in his hand? I think that's a part of him feeling grounded and finding, his space and his place. So for him, having something from home, something that's familiar to him, it is something that helps him to just go throughout the day, wherever we're going. It helps him to, feel a familiarity with him, something from home that is familiar. We traveled, and of course we had our little bag. He had his little suitcase with a few of his animals, and I allowed him to do that because I wanted him to be comfortable where we were going. I wanted him to have things from home, I didn't want him to just thrust him into a new environment and just make him uncomfortable. So those are reasons why he always has something in his hand. That's just Kasani. He will not leave the house without something in his hand. He will definitely turn back and go and pick something up. And even while we are on holiday, he still brings things with him. So once we're going through the door and we grab a coat, he will go back and pick up his animals. So yeah, that's the reason why he always has. And that's his choice, not mine, because if it was my choice, I certainly wouldn't want him to be carrying around those things. Here's another question that we get asked. If he can't talk, how does he communicate when he's sad or happy, or can he tell you that? How do you know he's okay? How do you know he loves you? Well, for one, he smiles and he's more happy than sad all the time. So that's a plus for us. I wondered too that, how am I going to know that he's hurt and stuff like that? But being with him and understanding him, he certainly knows how to communicate that he's not well. But he's always happy, more happy than sad. So if I go out and I come back, he greets you, putting his hand on your forehead, or he kisses you on the forehead, he hugs, and he definitely knows I love you. Big hug and stuff like that. And when he's sad, recently I wondered how does he show emotion, and I just watched him and I realized once he fell, and it hurt, it really hurt, because he cried and he just stood there. And so I opened my arms and I said, come baby, come, and I hugged him and I said, it's okay, show me. And he didn't move, but I touched the area that I saw him fall on, and I rubbed it and I kissed it. And then he said, Cassie, cry. And he's crying and he's saying, Cassie, cry, cry, cry. And I said, yes, baby, you cry because it hurts. And so eventually he's coming around to understanding how to explain that he's not happy. So he'll just say, Cassie, cry. And if he's crying for something that you maybe take away from him, or something that he wants to do, he's definitely crying and telling you, Cassie cries, Cassie cries. So yeah, those are some of the questions, a few of the questions that you guys asked, and I said, okay, let me put answers to them. If you have any more questions that you want to ask, you can drop them in the comment section below. I'll definitely answer them. But those are what I got so far. And I'm going to take this opportunity to thank you guys for your support. Doesn't matter how small it was throughout 2022. Whether it was a like, a subscribe, a kind word, gesture, monetary, physical, whatever your contribution was to us, we want to tell you thank you so much. We appreciate it. And going into this new year, I'm looking forward to just enjoying Kasani, doing lots more with him and having him do lots more with us. And I'll definitely take you along for the journey and share all the milestones and all the improvements that he's making, good and bad. So guys, I hope for you 2023 is definitely a good year, and all the best for the new year. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.